programs that the NDP forced the Prime Minister to do. And the reality is there has been no crackdown on profiteering and no attempt to make the ultra-rich pay their fair share. Grocery chain profits hit $3.5 billion, while a quarter of Canadians are going hungry. Corporate greed is making inflation worse, and it's hurting Canadian families. While people struggle to pay for their groceries, the Prime Minister is letting corporate greed go unchecked. So will the Liberals put in place a windfall tax to force wealthy CEOs to pay their fair share now?
Guy's got no emotions.
Mr. Speaker, our focus on this side of the House is delivering real solutions for Canadians, which is why we're moving forward with a plan to double the GST tax credit for families that need it.
Don't worry, he's not just doubling the GST tax credit, he's tripling the carbon tax, and you will start to see the increase in price of fuel, and you'll start to see the increase in price of everything else because it's soon going to follow. Whereas today, September 26th, here on Vancouver Island in Canada, in British Columbia, we saw gas at $2.25. Yep, prices are going back up.
To move forward on dental supports for low-income families who want dental care for their kids, and also move forward with supports for low-income renters as well. These are things that we know will make a real difference in the lives of Canadians.
Low-income renters, the support that he's talking about is a one-time $500 payment. That's it. One time, $500. Tell me where that even covers half of somebody's rent somewhere in Canada. And I'm not talking about renting a room in a house. I'm talking about renting like your own place, your own suite somewhere. It's not even going to cover half.
Canadians who are hurting, but at the same time, Mr. Speaker, Budget 2022 included a temporary Canada Recovery dividend and increased the corporate income tax on large financial institutions permanently. We will continue to stick up for all Canadians.
That's right.
The honourable member for Cumberland Colchester.
Shut up,
Mr.
Freeland.
Speaker, I'll choose to believe the Premier of Nova Scotia over this Liberal Prime Minister with respect to ArriveCAN. Sadly, there's other things to highlight, Mr. Speaker. Inaction by this Liberal government has left rural and remote Canadians at a serious disadvantage. The last several days while cleaning up has seen Atlantic Canadians with very poor cell phone service. The government promised to improve connectivity for rural and remote Canada has not materialized. For the safety of Canadians, when will this government make connectivity a priority?
He won't, which is why the CRTC in Canada that regulates all broadcasting and all online transactions of sorts, they've given TELUS, they're the first telecommunication company in Canada to get the AOK, the approval from the freaking CRTC to add an extra 1.5% additional payment or tax for anyone who wants to pay their bills by credit card. So if you have a TELUS phone bill and your bill is $100 and you want to pay by credit card, your bill is now $101.50 on top of doubling. Probably have a carbon tax for cell phone. Who knows? Why not? Right? Why not? It's bad for the environment somehow. It's electric, but it's still bad. It's the wrong type of lithium batteries. Who knows what the hell kind of taxes these guys are going to throw up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We know that mobile connectivity is very important to rural safety and security and for all isolated areas. The government sees broadband high-speed access as a priority, and that's why we have a fund for these connections in rural and Indigenous communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For Cumberland Colchester.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it's that kind of priorities that make us really question how soon help will get to Atlantic Canada. And we're still cutting down trees to free trap vehicles and damage buildings. And the people in Cumberland Colchester sadly come up to me and they're very concerned about the economy and the cost of living. They want this Liberal government to know that times are tough, they're finding it hard to make ends meet, and that Hurricane Fiona has made things even worse. They want to know when this Prime Minister will cancel the planned tax hikes on paychecks, gas, groceries, and home heating.
Unfortunately, they're not canceling any tax, they're increasing it. by more than what the
Speaker, as
GST
it's
credit
the
would
first
be.
time I rise in the House today, let me start with a message addressed directly to the people of Atlantic Canada.
Oh my God! Whoopsie! What have I done? Look at her hair, dude. It looks like she is Hurricane Fiona. What is that? What the heck is this? Her hair. Oh, she went to the wrong hair salon. Oh man. She's not impressed either. She's like, ooh, Freeland, your hair is no good.
People of Quebec who have been so hard hit by Fiona. And speaking as a member of this government, as finance minister, as deputy prime minister, I want to assure them that they will have our...
Medusa! That's what she looks like. She looks like Medusa. Oh my God. It finally occurs to me. Freeland looks like Medusa. Oh my God, I get it now. That's been bugging me for like 3 months. Okay, we can finish the video here, sorry.
Our government's full support. I hope this House's full support in the rebuilding of their homes and their communities.
The honourable member for Tobic-Mactaquac.
Mr. Speaker, this past weekend, Atlantic Canadians were hit very hard by Hurricane Fiona. Canadians across the
Right here. Look at that. That looks like Freeland. I totally get it now. All right. Let's get back to real politics. Sorry, it's been bugging me. I speak on what's on my mind. Can't help it.
country were shocked and saddened by the images they saw of destruction left behind in its wake. I know that those affected by this tragedy are in the thoughts and prayers of all Canadians. In a crisis, collaboration, coordination, and rapidity of response are critical. Can the Prime Minister tell this House how the government is collaborating with the Atlantic provinces and premiers in their recovery efforts, and why hasn't the government authorized the deployment of more troops for the removal of downed trees in conjunction with the provinces? The Atlantic provinces need help now.
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we agree with our honourable colleague that the Atlantic provinces and Eastern Quebec needs help now, and that's exactly what we're delivering to those.
That's exactly why they're stuck at the border with the ArriveCAN. They have not downloaded the appropriate government-funded app, and so we're not going to let them pass until they do, until they follow Canadian regulations, because it's a matter of national security. There you go. I fixed it for him.
Communities and people affected. I can tell my honourable friend I've spoken with the 4 Atlantic premiers again this morning.
My God.
We have an ongoing and active conversation, as do all of my colleagues, and every request that they make of our government will be acted upon quickly. They know that. We acted before the storm hit, so we'd be prepared to respond in exactly the way my honourable friend wanted.
What a crock, man. This Liberal government has literally delayed and caused extra damages due to negligence. Due to negligence. As a byproduct of negligence, there's been extra damages. It's taken extra long for help to get there, and they're just going to keep deny, and we're going to keep bashing them. It's wrong. What they're doing, what the government is doing, it's an emergency situation. Lift all your stupid BS mandates, even if it's just for that one area. Lift the ArriveCAN app, cancel it right there. Cancel it right where it needs to be canceled, and so people can attend to the emergency. And you know what? While you're canceling it right where it needs to be canceled, why not just do it for the whole country? Why not?